Are we live? We're live! Hey! Right, hello everybody, welcome along to the live stream. You're watching Adorama TV. If you're watching us live, hello live people. If you're watching the recording, hello recorded people. What's it like in the future? Do cars actually fly now? Is Chloe's car actually mended? That's an in-joke, but it kind of makes sense if you're in the room. So, thank you very much for joining us live. You're watching Adorama TV. I'm Gavin Hoey. I'm one of the hosts right here on Adorama TV. And today we are doing warm and cozy portraits, because in this half of the world, in the northern hemisphere where we are, it is winter. I appreciate if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's not really that kind of warm, but for the wrong reasons, I guess. So that's kind of the idea. We're going to try and make our portraits in our studio feel nice, warm and cozy. And I've got 3 different ways of doing it. We'll see how we go along as time progresses. But it's not just me in this big empty space. Big being a loose term, empty space, because you can see them and you can hear them behind the camera. Freya on the Super Switcher, Sam on the comments. What?
Hello. Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? Would you like to know where some people are from?
I'd like to know where some people
some
are.
People,
yes.
not everyone. It might take a while. And also, I will point out, we had a message from Micah, I can't see it now. So just saying the audio is good.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
Thank you,
oh,
yeah.
You no idea how much of a relief
how we panic, yeah. So we've got Oklahoma, we've got Maryland, and you know what's there? The cookies!
Yes.
Yeah. Basingstoke, we've got Stockholm, we've got Alan here, because Alan's always here first. Yes, he makes a point of making a beeline to be there first. Very wet and slightly chilly. I have to tell you, it's soaking wet here.
Yes.
If we disappear, it's because we floated away.
Yeah, we do have a bit of a flood
going
on outside.
We've got Virginia, we've got Connecticut, we've got absolutely loads from America tonight. We've got Gloucester, wet Gloucester, yeah. Totally agree with that. We've got Sweden, we've got Canada, -20, feels like -29.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness, we won't complain about how cold. And Micah says, love the hair, thank you. It's pink for Christmas. I'm not sure why, but there you go. Purple hair, it's not purple, Mark, it's pink. Yeah. Vienna, we've got, Ohio, it's raining, so we're not alone. Mexico,
okay. We've got a few people then.
Hopefully it's warmer in those countries, some of those countries.
Okay,
yeah.
should we crack on?
Yes, please.
Yes, because otherwise you can literally read out all night long. Yeah, and we won't get anywhere. I'm just, having said that, I haven't set that up properly. There are, hang on 1 second, and we get a picture in the can. All right, okay, so we have a model joining us today, and give it up for the amazing Chloe. She's back on Alive. Whoa, fantastic. So Chloe is going to be the model for this session. As you can see, she has a nice warm, cozy jumper on. That was kind of my brief. Wear something warm and cozy. So, hand styled. You've done your own styling on this as well. Fantastic. Limited edition. Are you available for commissions? Yeah, good. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so we've got to do a few things. We've got to take a very important picture. Come on, chat. You know what this is going to be. What's going to be my most important picture before we do anything else? Let's see, whilst you're putting that in, I'll just make sure I've got a few settings in. I'm going to dial in some default settings. My flash sync speed, 250th of a second, f5.6, ISO 200, but spoiler alert, they're just going to change throughout the evening, but I've got to start somewhere. I'm going to start there in manual mode. Chloe, can you go back against the, I don't know why I'm doing this because it's not going to make any difference, is it?
There we go, they're all on it.
Are they all on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, they're answering so fast I can't grab them. Oh, there we go. Yeah. No flash, no picture. No flash, no Chloe. Yeah. And interesting bows on the shirt, Brad said.
Oh, hang on one
Black
second.
frame, NFP. Yeah. Yeah. Black screen. They're all on it.
They're all on it. I'm not, unfortunately. My computer says no. Hang on a second. Let's see if we can just work out why a computer says no. Well, we know why. It's live. Here we go. Let's see if we get a picture on the screen. No picture. What's going on? Tethering in, tethering in. Hang on. Plug that in. That might help. Okay. 1 second. No picture coming in.
So literally live and unplugged.
We are literally live and unplug. Hang on a second. 1 moment. We can make this work. Yeah, there we go. There's always a plan B. The joys of live is very similar to working with any other kind of work environment when you're a photographer. That's when it's going to go wrong. You practice all day long, but the minute you have to do it properly, that's when mistakes happen and things don't do what they always do.
Actually, Remco's put, it's the demo effect.
There we go. Whew. No flash, no picture. Yay, nailed it. Phew, that is actually a picture. You can almost make out Chloe depending on the brightness of your monitor. So that's basically where we want to start. That means I've got control of the room lights. They are now all mine. Everything you see from this point onwards is down to me and me alone. So let's see if we can do something a little bit better than that. So let's turn the flash on and we'll make sure that the flash is actually on. Oh, it is. This is a good start. This is a better start than usual. And I could just let the camera do TTL work. Why not? It's a nice simple picture. Let's pop a bit of TTL in here. And my camera is dialed into my default settings and my default white balance. So if I take a picture of Chloe, it's really hard to take a bad picture of Chloe, but that's my best go. Damn it, Chloe, you're so good at this. There we go. It has a lot of things going for it, but it doesn't have the warmth I'm after. And this is all about warm and cozy. So in the chat, come on chat people, I need your help live. How could I make this warmer? There are many ways. Give me one in the chat. One way that you would make this a warmer image. Let's see what you guys have got for me. Whilst you're doing that, I will make it warmer in the way I'm going to do it anyway. Hang on 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so there we go.
Okay, you've got some answers.
Already?
So you've got change the white balance.
I know, they're coming in so quick.
Oh!
Yep,
Just
Brad,
white
yep.
balance, yeah. A small fire.
Didn't I say? We went through this earlier and we were joking and Chloe was like, someone's going to say fire. And it's like, yeah, somebody will say light a fire.
Yeah.
These guys
Gel
are
or white
so
balance. Change your colour temperature. White balance. CTO gel.
Yeah.
White balance. Gel the light.
Yep.
Red gel.
Yeah,
gel
all
and
good.
flash, Kelvin. That's it.
Yeah, you see, there's multiple ways. There's another way that no one's put, so that's good because I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But yeah, here's my thing. If I wanted to make this red or green, I would put a gel on the flash. If I wanted to make it blue or orange, as in colder or warmer, I'd change the white balance. And that's because I'm happy that the whole scene will change in colour. So it's a matter of using the tools in the way that you think is best for the job. So I've changed my white balance to 6,600K. Oh, and also, what else have I changed? Oh, and TTL. Huh. Gotta love TTL occasionally, catches you out. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, and it's a bit warmer. But as I increase my K value, let's go up to maybe 9,000. Let's do 10,000. Why not? 10,000K. Because now you can really see how this is getting warmer. Have you ever put your camera to its maximum K value? Has anyone ever done this? I'm not sure I have. I think this is the first time I've ever put my camera, which is a little OM system OM1, at 14,000K. Whoa! Now, had I gelled my flash, I'd have got exactly the same result in many ways. Obviously, with a gel, you are limited to the colour of the gel. But if I wanted to put a warm gel on there, I would get a similar warm picture. It wouldn't affect the picture using a gel or using white balance. I mean, no. Yeah, maybe a touch, but yeah, maybe that's a bit warm. Should we just dial it back a little? A little. Also, I'm doing everything in RAW. It's really worth mentioning. This is RAW all the way through, so of course I can change that white balance in post quite happily. I think maybe 7,000K is the way I want to go. There we go. Let's see what we can bring up. Okay, I think that has a warmth to it. And just a comparison, let me just pop it back down to where we started so you can see very quickly between the two. Okay, so that is real world, that is the actual colour, and that is a warmed up version simply by changing the K value. Okay, so you don't have to overdo it, but it's good to know what your camera can do. I like that. That was 7,000, I think I said. So let's go with that. So that works quite nicely. I like that. So that is a very quick way of taking your image and making it warmer, particularly if you have a situation like this where it's basically a white-walled studio. Let's see if we change the light modifier. I've got a fun one here. Here we go. Okay, chat, what is this? Anyone know what this is? Any takers for what this is? If you're new to the, in the last year, you may not have seen this. I haven't used this for a bit. So this is the patented, my own design, Mark II version of the light strainer.
Of course they know what it is.
You know, not everybody's been to these before. Some people were stumbling across this for the first time. And maybe the last. So the light strainer.
This is a fork dryer.
What? No. No, it's the light fork dryer. No,
The strainer
light strainer.
delights.
People, honestly.
It's brilliant. The light strainer.
Now, I'm very grateful. A lot of people send me direct messages on Instagram with knockoffs that they've seen. So I find that super useful. So if you send me a picture of a knockoff, I am obviously taking legal action against quite a few of the larger Swedish stores out there that are making knockoff versions of the light strainer. Now, I know they're trying to get around it. I know they're hiding them in the kitchen department and painting them silver, but we know it's the same thing. There we go. So yeah, that's fine. So the light strainer, let's see what it does. I might have to come out of TTL for this and go, oh no, TTL's quite good, isn't it? So this makes a bit more sense. This I like. Now we've got a bit of texture going on rather than just having that kind of straightforward light. This feels a little more like dappled sunlight if you squint your eyes and imagine quite a bit. I'm going to come out of TTL and go into manual mode. I feel much happier. I'm not going to meter this, I'm going to do it by eye. And then I get a consistent result. There we go.
I had a nice comment from Ralph saying, I love these shows. I haven't seen any other stream that's entertaining and educational at the same time. Thank you, Ralph. That's really nice.
Thank you very much. Okay, so there's quite a heavy shadow on that picture. If you look at the shadow and the density of the shadow, that shadow is basically black. Now, shadows, real proper blacks, don't actually have a colour. So black is not a colour. Don't get me started. Yeah, my family know. Black is a tone, not a colour. Okay, so it is a quantity of light, not a colour of light. So any colour can be black.
Are you throwing some shade?
Well,
Is that what you're doing? Throwing some shade?
Throwing some shade. I do the jokes, you do the comments.
When do they start?
Oh, you shouldn't say things about that. The comments have been coming in already. Right, okay, so I can use this second light to fill in those shadows, and if I put a bit of light in the shadows, they're not going to be black. And if they're not going to be black, what are they going to be? So let's pop the light over there. That is the wrong place, but that's where it's going to be.
So there's a whole other conversation going on with Brad about Chloe's smiling ability and wonders whether you'd be able to do a lesson for him. Like a smile seminar or something, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. He's willing to throw a lot of money at it.
I think we have to charge a premium for that. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, I've turned off the light strainer. I think I have. And I'm just using the fill light because I want to gauge how much fill light I'm seeing. That's 1/32 power from the Explore 100 Pro from Flashpoint. Let's pop it up to 1/4 power because I wasn't seeing very much at all. That's 1/4 power. And all I'm doing is I'm pointing it at the ceiling and just bouncing the light around just to fill in the shadows. Actually looks fine. I thought I was going to get a bit more. I might move it to the other side. Hang on a second. I think somewhere in the middle. Let's try 1/16. Okay, and what I'm looking for is almost no light. If you can see a significant amount of light, if you look at a picture and you're looking at just the fill light and you see a close to correct exposure, for me, that means you've got too much fill light. I don't like too much. I don't want a flat image. So personal preference, I like to have a picture that feels just a bit too dark on the fill light, and that feels like it should be the right place.
You got a question?
Okay, cool. Fire away with the questions.
From Chris, did you choose the grey background for a specific reason?
Yes, you'll find out later on. I mean, I was going to use the white wall of my studio. I guess it is a bit on the grey side, but stick around, Chris. Yep, stick around, Chris, and you will see why I'm using this very shortly. And
Skip asked, how about a double light strainer, one on each light?
Oh, yeah, it's a prototype. I don't have another one. It's literally the only one in existence. But yeah, maybe if I go to the kitchen retail, not the kitchen retail place, the special manufacturer of these things, maybe I'll get another one. Okay, so the shadows are now lifted. They now have a little bit of warmth in them as well because everything is being rendered warm. So I don't want too much depth in the shadows, I just want something like that. So we can make this feel warmer by adjusting the white balance and warm all the way through by making sure there's no pure deep shadows. Right, does that make sense? And that's kind of the easiest way of doing it. Oh, fun fact. This light has a modelling lamp, which might come in useful later on. Stick around to the end. It had no impact on the picture. If you're just joining me, no flash, no picture was the first thing I did. And although the modelling light was on, it was not bright enough to affect the picture whatsoever. Okay. Right. So that kind of works quite well. Chloe, you might want to step out for this bit. Let's see how else we can actually make a warmer picture. So, I need some steps. Just spin round in circles. Hang on a second. So why am I using the grey background? I'm using this background because it's covering something up.
Steve has said, I wonder how many of us have written to Santa this year asking for a light strainer. Have you been good, Steve?
Is there a Swedish Santa? Because that would be a good one to write to, wouldn't it? Okay, right, that's why I'm using the grey background, because this is the side I'm really interested in. This is a Manfrotto background. You'll find links, which camera am I on? Hello, that camera. You'll find links, a long way away, aren't they? You'll find links to everything I'm using. Links to everything, I can't see, in the video description.
Yeah, we're on a different one. I thought it would look funnier to just have you jumping. Sorry.
I need a screen over here. Confidence monitors everywhere. Right, I've lost now. What am I doing?
Something like a background, blah, blah, blah,
Blah, blah.
something like.
Yeah.
Background, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, lots of blah, blah, blah,
Blah, blah,
actually.
blah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we have got this rather nice textured background with a warm feel. That will come in useful in a couple of different ways. But also we've got this background here. So, that camera. I need little lights. If only had some little lights.
I keep saying that, but this is a lot of fun for me.
This is a bunch of old books. And these are the pages from the books. I've stuck them all together and made a little kind of wall of warm tone paper. Okay, so if you're a book file, don't worry, it's not an important book. It was a first edition Harry Potter, but I reckon they've got newer, better ones out. So I thought that would be fine. No one wants an old version of Harry Potter, do they? So yeah,
The book was already in pieces, so
yes,
it's got a different purpose now.
Yes, we found it in a junk store. Okay, cool. So there we go. So that's going to be the background. Chloe, let's give you a chair. Come and have a seat. So, earlier on, if you were here right at the beginning, I asked you how I could make a picture warmer. And we had white balance, and we had gels, and we had set fire to the studio. Which is an interesting combination of things to do. Let's try something that wasn't mentioned, or if it was mentioned, I didn't see go by. Chloe, can I get it to actually go right back against the books for me? Yeah, take the chair. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm about to take a very bad picture of Chloe. Chloe, I apologise in advance, but it is for the purposes of education. So I'm going to reset my camera's white balance to my default for the studio with flash 5200K. That should give me a normal colour of light, what we call white light. Unhelpfully. Okay, anyway, let's just take a photo. Here we go. Oh, hey, that is not TTL, is it? Don't look at that. Nothing to see here.
Usually I just put it on, but I won't. Yeah.
Okay. Let's try that again. If this was a video, we would now re-edit that bit. Okay, so not a good photo, not really interested in that. What I'm interested in is the colour that you see. So this is basically the same as the real world. Okay, terrible photo, colour is all we're interested in. Now, if I wanted to warm this up, how else can I do it? I could use white balance, not going to do that. I could gel the flash, not going to do that. I could set fire to the paper. No, not that. Is there another way I could do this? Okay, chat, trust in you now. There is, by the way, there is another way I could do it. So, because you're a little behind, I will speed on. And that is, I could just get my light and point it at this.
So we've got some answers.
Oh, have we? Good.
Bounce the flash off that background.
Hey, Colin, well done. Yep.
Bounce the light off.
The warm
Bounce.
surface.
Oh, bounce,
Exactly
yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
So the colour of light is really the last surface that it leaves. So if light goes through a gel, that's the last surface it leaves. That's the colour that you see or record. So if I fire my light at this background, it'll hit the warm tone and it'll bounce off a warm tone, the last colour it leaves. So it should, in theory, be warmer. It's also got to bounce off a matte surface that's quite dark. So I might just whack this on half power and see where we go. Okay, Chloe, here we go. Let's see if we get a warm tone.
Sounds like a real science. I'm just going to whack this on to half power.
It probably doesn't translate very well, does it? Yeah. Okay, so that is still 5200K. That's exactly the same white balance as this image. That's light direct. That's light bounced off the warm surface. Direct, bounced off the warm surface. I've not changed the white balance in camera. I can't stress that enough. It's the same white balance. It's just the colour of the light has been garnered, that's a word I think, from the surface that it left last, which is the warm tone. So if you have a house with warm tone walls, a ceiling that's painted, anyone have a brown ceiling? Probably not. But if you bounce light off that, that's the colour of light that would bounce down. Back when we used to do weddings, that was a thing. Lovely old stately homes, lovely old wooden panelled walls. You bounce the light off the wooden panelled walls and everything looked warm and cosy. Okay, does that make sense?
I have a question.
Yeah, far away.
So Stephen said, when you have time, can you, that's very polite.
Yes.
Very polite, Stephen. Can you show the tether plate you're using with the spider plate?
I certainly can. Yeah, here we go. So I think there might be links to this. There's usually a light on here, but we've lost the light on my camera, so it's a little bit on the dark side. But that is the... Well,
That's a view up your nostrils.
oh. There we go. That is the tether plate. Can we see that?
Yeah.
Probably not. So I've got the spider plate on the bottom, and then on to the bottom of that, I've got my Tether Tools tether guard, which is the one with the little clippy thing on. Okay, so they connect together. It does make it a little bit chunky at the bottom, but it does mean that I can actually attach this, hang on, onto there like that, and walk around, and super, for me, this is really good. All the weight goes around your hips, so no weight on your shoulders. Yeah, can't recommend that enough. Okay, where do we get to? Oh yeah, that. So that worked quite well. However, that's not what we're going to do. Let's take this light and find the softbox. Where's the softbox? Okay. Is there I can hear giggling off screen, so I dread to think what's going on.
Yeah, it flagged somebody's comment.
Oh, I see.
Because Michael put chunky bottom.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Chunky bottom. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
did say
said
that.
it, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It did, again, probably doesn't translate quite as well as it's intended. Right. Okay, let's bring you forward a little bit. Okay. Perfect. That is exactly where I was going to put you. So, how are we going to light this? We could light this in all sorts of different ways. So I'm going to do maybe something fairly straightforward and see how we go. So, let's get this nice and straightforward. Like that. There we go. Lovely. Let's get a flash meter and do this properly.
You've got a question?
Yeah, far away.
Admittedly redundant, but could you get white light if you use a blue gel bouncing off an orange wall?
Yeah, I mean, in theory, yes.
Come on, demonstrate it now.
Yeah, in theory, I guess you could. If your colours are absolutely perfect, they're never ever going to be. But in theory, if you can colour mix, then potentially, I mean, yes, I suppose. Okay, whoa, F11, that's quite bright. So I'm still working at f5.6. So let's see if we can get this down to f5.6. Okay, I will get there eventually. There we go. It's like I've forgotten how to use a flash meter. Okay, let's get Chloe out the picture. That is my settings. Okay, so I'm using the flash meter to tell me the f-stop matches my camera. So I always make my flash match my camera. I don't make my camera match what the flash is outputting. That's how I roll. So let's see what we get here. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing straight out of camera. This is natural lighting. The color is correct, but this is a warm and cozy photo session. Let me see if we can make it warmer and cozier. Let's go for that 7000K white balance. Okay, so straight away, this picture feels warmer because, well, it is warmer. There's no getting away from it. Is it cozy? Maybe a little, but not quite. We're going to add some bits and pieces to try and make this work. I could take a few photos like this. I already know I want to change this lighting, but as Chloe's doing such a good job, I might as well take a couple of pictures before I see if I can actually get something to work a little more to my style. So what's my style going to be? I'm going to get this light closer. Closer, closer, closer. And more flat to Chloe as well. Just slightly elevated. If I can see Chloe underneath my softbox, I'm at about the right height. But if I get it closer, something called the inverse square law kicks in. I could use the flash meter, or I can just eyeball this. Let's eyeball it. And drop it down a stop or so. Okay. And by getting it closer, I can lower the power of the light. I've also feathered it slightly away from the wall, and the end result is a darker background. Now, a lot of people get quite stressed about shadows. Shadows are, oh no, I've got shadows in my picture. This is a single flash setup. I've got well, at least two more I can see hanging around the place. So I've got more lights in here, but I need shadows. If I don't have shadows, I've got nowhere to put my next light. You can only put light into the shadows. You can't light the light. Does that make sense? That sounds very deep. You should have it on a t-shirt. Maybe an Instagram thing. You can't light light. Only light in the shadows.
Put that on disappointing affirmations.
So, I've got this little 20-inch C-stand, one of my favourite little C-stands. I can pop that there. I can maybe pop this little light on top. I'm wondering if this is going to be too tall.
Brad asked, how far away is the softbox?
Further than international arm's length.
Oh, is it?
I have to go away from it.
Yeah, hey, that's very good back reference. That's pretty good. We did a whole live stream where we did everything at one standardized distance that we called one Chloe's arm length. which became the world standard for distance measurement. But for Brad, it's the size of your screen. Top left if you're doing Gavin Bingo. Live stream, I'll just trip over something that's bottom right, and then you've got the corners done. Okay. Also, not turn a flash on. That's one of the corners as well, isn't it, in Bingo? That light's actually on. Amazing. So I've got a backlight added to the scene. Now, the minute I start adding more than one light to the scene, I'm going to slow down my photography process and see what each light does. So just like when I did the fill light, and I wanted to see what was the fill light doing, I want to see what is that backlight doing. If I try and do both lights at the same time, I'm not quite sure which light is lighting what. But if I do one light, this is the backlight, I can see where it's going, how bright is it, obviously too bright, and the spread of the light. So that's way too bright. That's 1/16 power. I reckon I want to be 3 stops less, 1/16 to 1/32, 1/32 to 1/64, 1/64 to 1/128. That's 3 stops less light from the Evolve 100 Pro.
Got a little summary of today's live so far from Kyle. What have we learnt today, kids? Can't light the light, and chunky bottoms attract spiders. Got to love Gavin.
Spiders.
Spider
yeah,
holster.
oh yeah. Oh, yes. I mean, I can't argue with it. Okay, where was that picture? Let's put that picture back on screen. Okay, there we go. That feels better, doesn't it? So there is something there. Obviously no Chloe, that's the second light, but we can see what that background light is doing, how it's adding to the scene. So now we just need to light Chloe, which if my settings didn't change, Chloe is on 1/16 power from the Evolve 200 Pro, and the backlight is the Explore 100 Pro at 128th power. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I think, although those are technically correct, I think I want more light on Chloe. Technically correct, that's really hard to say on a Thursday evening. Technically correct and actually what you want are two different things. Not to rain on Daniel's live stream in a few hours' time, but he's going to go into that in a lot more detail. So if you want more on that kind of thing, particularly with skin tones, check out Daniel's live stream coming later this evening. Okay, that works okay, doesn't it? That feels nice, I like that. Do we like the depth of field? What do we think depth of field wise? I've got pin sharp there. I've got softness, but it's not that soft, is it? I'm at f5.6. What do we think, chat? Okay with the depth of field, or should we go shallower depth of field? What do we think? Whilst you're having a little think, I will have a little think as well. I think I want shallower depth of field. I think if you have to ask the question, then you've probably already answered it. Let's try a shallower depth of field. Okay. So let's try, well, I've changed to a 45mm f1.2. I don't think I want to be at f1.2. I probably want to be at f1.8. Let's try that.
You've got some answers.
What have we got?
Open.
Yeah.
Shallow. Shallow. I would like a hair light on the left.
Yeah, I think you might have a point actually on that one. I do have another light. I might add that in.
Shallower, like this. It's tempting to read the text on the pages.
Yeah.
Shallow, shallow.
Because that's exactly right. If you ever have any writing in a scene, any writing anywhere in your photos, the eye is immediately drawn to the text and it wants to read it, even if it's hard to read. It's just that subconscious thing of, well, what does a shop sign say if you're out doing street photography? Or in this case, what is that amazing poetry written on the walls? Chloe read it. She can tell you what it is.
Question?
Yeah, far away.
Is that Stripbox your favourite modifiers? You seem to use it most in your sessions.
I go through phases of liking different modifiers. I like the Stripbox in this small studio space because you can get it right up against the wall. You can do all sorts of things with it that a larger softbox wouldn't require. And if you look at the distance I work from my model, it's very rare that I'm that far away that I would require a large softbox. So large softboxes are very good when you have a distance that you need to maintain the softness of light. Yeah, it's all relative to the size of the subject, and I find this gives me that slightly dramatic look, but works really well in a small studio. It's the 12 by 36 inch glow strip box. Again, links in the video description. All right, let's have a look at this. Okay, so I changed nothing, and let's call it arty, shall we? I think we can all call that arty. Now, obviously, if I change my aperture from f5.6 to f1.8 and do nothing else, lots more light is going to be recorded, therefore it appears brighter. But if I turn my flash off, no flash, no picture, remember that? This is what I'm seeing, no flash, quite definitely some picture. So I need to fix that to maintain control, because even if I don't fire the flashes, I'm getting a picture, which might be a problem or might be a solution if you stick around to the next bit. So I'm going to take my shutter speed up, maybe 1,000th of a second. I think we have to go a little bit more. Let's go 2,000th of a second. And I'm pretty much back to no flash, no picture at this point, but to stay at 2,000th of a second, which is way beyond my camera's flash sync speed, I press the button on my remote control that says sync. That's it. It's just that crazy, stupidly easy nowadays. I will need to work out the exposure again, because every time you change the shutter speed with high-speed sync, you alter your power of light. So I need a lot more light out of that one.
Yeah, people had actually said high-speed sync as well.
There we go.
And there's a question.
Yes, what's the question? Far away.
I thought he wasn't hearing. Well, I mean, that's usual for indoors, but he nobody listens during a live.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. I think it's a bit of latency there.
Would there be a way to light the background and use that light as a hair light? Let's say you only had 2 lights.
You could, yes, you can. You can. I can do that for you. Okay, you won't be able to do what we've just done, because obviously the light is where it is. A hair light is a side light effectively, but if I put a side light, I'm not sure I've got room, but I'm probably out of the picture at this point. Something like that. This is a zoom lens on this Evolve 100 Explore 100. So I need to change the zoom. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That is B. Okay, I don't know if you heard that. That's the little zoom head inside of the flash, zooming wide to maximize the spread of light. Let's see if this works. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so I have one light to do both the backgrounds, but also can you see that light coming in there? That little bit of light there? That is the hair light, the edge light. Obviously more lights, more space gives you more control, but if you've only got 2 lights and limited space, yeah, you can. You just need to work it a little bit. I want to put it a bit higher so we get more of a hair light and less of a cheek light. And I quite like that actually. I think that adds a nice, there we are again, you can see it just here. There it is. I think it gives a nice texture to the background. All I need to do is actually frame it properly and get it in focus. So sometimes listening to your audience, great idea. Going to come in a little closer. Beautiful. So these look really cool. I'm going to do a Daniel and take the top of her head off. Yeah, that sounds really bad when you have that out of context. Yeah, you'll have to watch Daniel's live stream to understand. Okay, cool. Yeah, we could fiddle around with it. I could change the background and spend half the evening just finessing this. I could also try and get one in focus, which is harder. There we go, that's in focus. Harder to do when you go for a shallower depth of field. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm going to do a couple more, actually get these in focus. Are you losing the book? Family heirloom, that book. Don't know whose family, but definitely someone's. It's a book all about dogs. It really is all about dogs. I'm gonna, oh, yeah, I can do it. That's probably copyright. I'll make it blurry. There we go. Then we don't get done for copyright infringement. Okay? I know, it's like... Quick. All right, done. Okay. Before we get taken off from the Victorian writer of dogs of the 19th century. Right, okay, so that's great. Chloe, do you want to just step out again? So we've got 20 minutes to go. We've got a limited amount of time, but we've got one last little setup to do. So warm and cozy is the theme. If you're just joining us, hello for joining us. Thank you very much. You're watching Adorama live. And we've done warm by changing the white balance. We've done warm by bouncing light off of a warm tone background. We've done a little bit of cozy by giving Chloe something to do, something that might look a little bit more lifestyle-y. I'm going to try and do both warm and cozy in one photo. Right, this is going to require a little bit of setting up. So if you've got any general questions, now's a good time to fire them in. If I do this bit. Or, you know, if you need to go and make a cup of tea or something.
And Brad's put, don't forget to hit that like button if you're finding this educational or entertaining or both. Yeah, but don't hit it twice if you find it entertaining and educational.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but just the once. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah. Oh, that goes in there. Definitely just the once. Or 3 times. You can do 3 times. That works. Odd numbers, basically. Right, I'm just hooking my background up so it doesn't fall over. A little bit of studio safety. I've got a bungee cord around there so the background will not fall and hit Chloe or any lights, obviously, in that priority order. Right, Then, let's get some lights. I've got quite a lot of lights for this bit. So let's grab a couple of these.
You're just flexing.
Yeah. Actually, there's no flex on these. These are wireless. See what I did? No, just me? Okay, fine. Just me. Right. Let's hang that one there.
I think this might be above and beyond. Ron asked, does Chloe know some dance moves she can entertain us while we wait?
She knows how to switch on some LEDs for me. It's the next best thing. Okay, so what I've got, just to show you, is some jars. So I went out and bought some jars that you'd normally put a tea light in, but I've put some little LED lights in there because, you know, fire and all that.
Got a question from Micah.
Yep.
Has Gavin noticed any practical colour cast issues with mixing the new 5800K lights with the older 5600K lights?
Personally, no, but I'll be honest with you, Micah, I don't need that accurate a colour balance. If you are doing stuff where it is super important that your lights are precisely colour balanced, then make sure you invest in something like this, which I always keep to hand, which is the Colour Checker Passport. So on one side, you have the colour swatches, on the other side are grey cards. This will get you roughly the right white balance, and that will get you so close it's painful. So then you can work out which lights require balancing and rebalancing and so on. So if that's a suitable thing for you, then it's worth investing in. But luckily, about right for me is about right.
And Donald asked, what is that background frame?
Okay, so this is the Manfrotto something, 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 something.
I hope that's clear. Is it in the description?
It's in the description.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, the Manfrotto, I can't remember what it's called. So, I'll be honest, it's not the cheapest thing I've ever bought. However, it is one of the most excellent backgrounds I've had. There's a few different things you can clip onto it, basically, different backgrounds. How many have we got on there? We've got room for 2 at the back, 2 at the front. So these are little LED lights, and we're going to use these to get a warm, oh god, they're tangled together, warm tone portrait. Ooh.
So we have a question, what are those lights? Are you going to show them a little closer?
Someone wasn't watching. Shall I do it again?
Yeah, I wasn't watching.
That's right. Okay, just for Sam. Okay, you have to change my...
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I could see it. What's the problem?
Yeah, you can see. Okay, so these are little battery-powered LED lights in a jar. And as you can see, very, very carefully popped into the jar.
And Chloe's been much more careful with them, actually.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good she's doing it.
Okay, basically I spent most of yesterday hanging up various things in the studio in an effort to try and make this work. So it might work. One more. Let's do one more. Okay. So low-level LEDs. These are not bright lights. I mean, you can see them. Oh yeah, you can see them quite well, actually, can't you?
Great comment from Dean saying if you need more of the slide clamps to hold the stuff up, Lidl have them on offer this week in the middle aisle, along with the canoes.
Oh yeah, kayaks. Always kayak. Yeah, we nearly bought one of those. It was hilarious. Right, so we've got a bunch of low-level lights. Let's turn the flash off and see what we get. I'm going to switch. I'll keep the lens on. I'm too lazy to change my lenses. I always believe that whatever lens you've got on is the best place to start, like whatever flash settings you have are the best places to begin. I've put these on little rails so I can actually move them around a little bit. Okay, that's not bad. So, where are we at? Let's go with exactly the same settings. If I change nothing at all, this is what I'm seeing. Okay. That's what I'm seeing. That's the camera's point of view. Remember, no flash, no picture is what I wanted, but not anymore. Because
that's arty.
It is arty, isn't it? But it's not really what I'm after. Because if you're working with continuous lights, the whole no flash, no picture thing doesn't really work because you want the continuous lights to come through. You can't do anything with them. They're a fixed brightness of light. Like it or not, that's what you've got. So I need to make them come through the image. So I'm going to take my aperture and really open that up. Let's go f1.4. I'm going to take my shutter speed and take that down. Let's try 250th of a second. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. I'm not too worried about the light on Chloe. I'm just interested in the light in these jars. I think we can do a little bit better than that. Let's see. Let's try 100th of a second. I'm looking for these jars to really glow. There we go. So the jars look like they're glowing. I'm kind of happy with that. What about the light on Chloe? That is the room lights. That is exactly the video lights. I'll tell you what, I've done worse. I could do worse than just use the video lights. Let's see what we get. I mean, you know, it's okay, isn't it? But it doesn't really have any character. The room is lit for video work. It's lit flat, it's lit boring. It's meant to be flat, boring lights because you're watching a video and I move around the scene. So let's see if we can make it a bit more interesting. So I could set up some flashes, but think about it. If I set up flashes, light on light, I can't add light to light. I've got to add light to shadows. So I need to get rid of some of this light so I can add my own. So I'm going to do exactly that. Let's get rid of some lights. Okay, is the internet still on if I press the wrong button? Okay, are we still in? Okay, I'll turn a little light on just so you can see me temporarily. Let's see, let's choose, not that one, that's a horrible light. Let's go with those. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn the lights all the way off at some point, but for the moment, let's see where we're at. Okay, so you can see where I'm heading with this picture. Those lights are still the same level of illumination, except I've now got a bit more control over everything else. And when I turn all the lights off, I'll get even more control. So the LEDs, these little jars, aren't going to change brightness. They're a fixed brightness. I can't change them. I can't make them brighter. That's fine. I can change everything else in the room. So now I want to add some light onto Chloe. So I'm going to use my flashes. Sort of. Let's move this out the way. And so the light I've been using all the way through, my main light, is the Flashpoint Evolve 200 Pro, but not just any one, it's the Mark II. And the reason I'm using the Mark II is because it has one feature that is super useful. That one. Okay, modeling lamp. It has a really, really good modeling lamp. If I can just turn it on. Here it is. Okay, so that is really good. I can also change the color of this modeling lamp, although I think it's about right. That looks fine to me, so I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, so that's going to be my light for Chloe.
There's a bit of a bingo game going on here.
Uh-huh.
How long before Gavin hits his head on one of those jars? Shout bingo.
I mean, you're absolutely, I mean, look at that one, look. It's less than your screen away from the top of my head. Yeah, no, you will never get it. That's fine. See Freya trying to get that in the frame. Okay, that's great. Let's pop that there. Okay, so this is now light on Chloe. Okay, so a little bit of light on Chloe, and it is just a tiny bit. No light, a little bit of light. And that's just the modelling lamp. Okay, that is just the modelling lamp. Chloe, just go in between those two jars so you're a little closer to my light. Light's on maximum, so I can't make the light any brighter, but I can move Chloe closer to it. That's going to make the light brighter. So that feels pretty good. I might want to just take that light a bit brighter by adjusting my settings a little more. Let's take my ISO from 200 to 400. By doubling my ISO, I'm doubling the amount of light that's being captured, effectively making all of the lights twice as bright. Okay, that feels pretty good, doesn't it? It's in focus. Crikey, that was a risky thing to do live. Okay, that's not too bad. I kind of like that, but the colour of light here and the colour of light here are different. Warm tone, colder tone. This is the room tone. This is the room lights, which are set for video and therefore set for 5200K, and that is a warmer LED. So I'm going to have to switch off the lights. Let's see whether you see anything still. There you go. Not that bad. There you go. Yeah, that camera works. Well done, Frey, finding a camera that works. Okay, let's see how this looks. And now I've done that, now I can start to see where I'm going. Okay, this feels so much better. I'm going to take that ISO up again. Let's take it up to 800. There we go. So this is just the modelling lamps. I'm just using the modelling lamps. So now we have a lot more feel and depth in this picture, but we have a bit of a problem where it's just a little bit dark here. So somebody earlier said about having an edge light. I can do that too. Let me turn the light back on again. So if you're watching earlier, remember this? Okay, remember I did this? Remember that one? It's like I've planned this. Yeah, it surprises me as well, frankly, to be honest. This is the modelling lamp from the, get it right, the Explore 100 Pro. So the modelling lamp for this little guy, from this little tiny 100 watt light, represents the flash in no way whatsoever. It never gives light that is the same as the flash, but it gives direction of light. That's what modelling lamps are designed to do. But as a little LED, it is remarkably bright. This is on its lowest power setting. The Evolve 200 Pro Mark II is on its highest power setting, but then it has to fill a softbox and pass through 2 layers of diffusion. So I'll give it a break. Okay, so I can put that back there. What you see is what you get with LED lights. So what I see is what I'm going to get. And I can already see this is going to work. Okay. We can see the light coming through there. It may even be a bit too bright. I wonder if I can turn it down. Let's see. Let's just go in here. Yeah, no, that is as low as it goes. So how can I make this light less bright? Move it further away. Move it further away. There we go. So I've just moved it a bit further away. I still have that nice light coming through here. Nice little edge light. Yeah, there we go. The only thing I want to do, and it's really annoying me, is can you see this? Can you see that? Question mark upside down? That's a bit of string I haven't dealt with. That is really annoying. Let me put the light back on so I can see what I'm doing and not trip over. Like, oh, why didn't I see that? Yes, I know I could fix it in post-production. I can also fix it right here. Let's put that there, we go. Smart. I want to stop them swinging because the shutter speed is such that I might get a bit of movement. Right, okay, so if you're just joining us, you're just getting to the end. If you've skipped forward on the recording, welcome to the end of the video. We've got 5 minutes left to take a good photo, and you've got 5 minutes to get your comments in if you're watching live. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so warm and cozy is the theme. I think I'm ticking the box. Warm and cozy. Let's just take a few photos. Feel free to get your comments in. I'm going to have to go back as far as I can.
So,
good job this isn't in the shots.
Brad asked, did you have a specific reason for keeping both sheets of diffusion in the softbox instead of taking one out?
Yeah, Brad, I forgot to take one out, and by that point I was somewhat committed. Thanks, Brad, for pointing that out to everybody.
You've had some comments as well. Really great pictures. Lovely. Love these photos. Love these pictures. Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing a good job.
Right. Hello. So, these little LEDs may not be bright, but distance is everything. So they're only not bright if they're not close. So if you get them close, you're going to get a couple of things. The first thing is, if I get them close to me, I'm going to get more blur from the close-up than I do from the distance. So depth of field, blur, bokeh, call it what you like, bokeh. The closer something is from your focus point, you'll get more blur than something that's further away. So that's kind of cool. The other thing is, Chloe can actually move. Do you want to just, yeah, you can just kind of hang one of those, get close to it. Okay, and if Chloe gets close to it, then we get a little glow from that as well. So you can see that's putting a little bit of glow on it like that. So you can see where that's coming from. So even though it's not bright, it kind of works. And I can combine the two together, of course, to make that kind of really nice glow. And this is where I really wish I had longer arms. Okay, that's pretty good. But I did put these on a adjustable arm for a reason. So we are down to our last 2 minutes. Last chance to get your questions in. Just saying that because I want to keep taking photos for the next 2 minutes. Okay, here we go. Okay, it really wants to focus on the close ones. There we go, beautiful, lovely. Chloe, just turn into the key light for me. And where's your prop gone? What did I do with your prop? Yeah. What happened to the book? Oh, here it is. It is. It's pretty dark in here. So, okay. Beautiful. Nice. So giving Chloe a prop makes sense. It gives her something to interact with. Gives me a different bunch of pictures. Beautiful. Fantastic.
Yeah, Dean asked, where did you get those jars? My wife wants some.
Well, I got these from a certain well-known online store with a name that might have something to do with South America. With the thinking that, well, if it doesn't work, I can always send them back. But like you, I suspect my wife won't let me. I might be wrong. Oh, sorry. Fantastic. Last couple of pictures, and then we are out of here.
I think that's wrong. You can't use a product and then send it back.
No, you can't.
have to
but you know,
keep them.
I didn't know if it was going to work. So beautiful. There we go. Let's quit there. Fantastic. Nailed the focus. Happy days. Right, let's put some lights back on, because fun as it is watching us work in the dark. Oh, it gets worse. What? So bright. There you go. What happened? Oh,
That's a good picture you took. I like that one.
oh, the picture of the. Oh, not again.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's my collection, Flaws of the World. My one-man exhibition. We will get that up and running. Okay, so there we go. So warm and cozy was the idea with this, and we did it in 3 different ways. So we started simply by changing the white balance of the images, and then added some light to the shadows to make the whole thing have a nice warm feel. And then we changed the background in a nice more cozy feel with a couple of props in there. And then finally, LED lights, warm tone background, and using the modeling lamps, not the flashes, just the modelling lamps of the flash from Flashpoint to create that warmth feel and balance lights with very, very low level LEDs. Phew, that was fun. Okay, so hopefully we are done. I'm going to throw it back to the chat. Are we done there? Is anything okay?
Yeah, all good.
Amazing. Give it up for the amazing Chloe. Woo!
Lots of Merry Christmases for everybody.
For those that do it, or Happy Hanukkah for everyone who's doing that as well. So, yep, whatever it is, we hope you enjoyed that. Let's talk about what's coming up in Adorama. So if you enjoy the live stuff, Adorama has more live coming your way tonight, or today, depending where you are. Tonight for us, this afternoon if you're on the East Coast. It is Daniel live back in the Adorama studio. Go check him out. He's going to be live in 2 hours, I think. I think it's only about 2 hours away. Yeah, it is 2 hours time. I'm looking at the clock trying to work it out. 2 hours to go, so you don't have long to wait. Go join Daniel live. Say hello in the chat and say I sent you. Thank you very much to Freya on the switcher, Sam on the chat.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for coming along, everyone. Thanks for all the chit-chat. It's really funny tonight. I'm exhausted, though. So thanks for all your comments, and we will see you in the new year.
Yeah, we'll see the other side of New Year. So we are going to be back in around about 4 weeks' time right here on the channel. But of course, in the meantime, we're also going to have recorded stuff on Adorama, so go check that out. And if you want more live stuff on a regular basis, Adorama has a second channel, Adorama Events, where Seth streams everything that's happening at the event space at Adorama. It is well worth a watch, including Seth himself last Tuesday doing a photo session, which is, well, just go watch it. It was brilliant. Okay, we're going to be back in a couple of weeks. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.